Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into my YouTube channel. Today I want to do another segment for the Keep It Simple series. This is going to be the top 3 hooks that I like to use for my soft plastic baits on the heavier end of the spectrum. Before I get right into it, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below. Those are really the best ways you can help me grow the channel, and I'd surely appreciate it. So this is about my top 3 hooks that I like to use for bass fishing on the heavy end of the spectrum. And what I mean by that is not your finesse type stuff, probably 14-pound test and up, and even braided line, say 40, 60, 80-pound test braided line. The first hook that I'm gonna go into is just a straight shank hook. I'm gonna tell you why I like to use this hook, when I like to use it, and so forth. Number 1, I like to use this for flipping, pitching, punching, penetrating into heavy matted vegetation like hyacinth or hydrilla or whatever type of maybe chopped up eelgrass, whatever you have in any body of water. This is the hook that I'm gonna go for. And the bait that I typically use it with is something that you would punch. So like a beaver style bait. This is a Strike King rodent. You know, I'm just Texas rigging it, go down about 1/8 of an inch. And then this hook has got a little keeper on it. See if you can see it a little bit better right there. It's a soft plastic keeper. It's actually a mono soft plastic keeper, and it's tied onto the shank of the hook so that your bait stays right on there. So when you're actually pushing it through or punching it through heavy vegetation, it actually keeps the bait on the hook. And that's the type of hook that I like to use for these types of creature baits, rodents and rage bugs, magnum rage bugs, different things like that. But that's gonna be my number 1 for those types of applications. And this is an Owner jungle flipping hook. It's got the Zowire silky gray finish, and this is a 5/0. That's what I usually use. I usually go small or heavy. So 3/0 for smaller baits or 5/0. This is a 5/0. And that's usually what I use the most. Sometimes I'll use a 4, but the 3 and the 5 are probably the ones that I like to use the most. So a straight shank hook for flipping, pitching, and punching any type of matted vegetation or grasses is what I like. That's probably gonna be my number 1. And then number 2 would be an offset wide gap. And this is an Owner rigging hook. And the offset wide gap like that works really well for your fuller body baits. Something like a Strike King Rage punch bug like this. And what I mean by fuller body baits, something, you know, it's got a lot of girth to it. So I like a hook that's got more of a bite, enables you to use these more fuller body baits, just like that. I like those extra wide gap hooks, and sometimes I'd even use it on like a rodent style bait. What I typically use an offset wide gap hook like this for is your more fuller, thicker body baits, like this Rage punch bug. So that would be my number 2. And then number 3 would definitely be an offset worm hook, an offset wide gap worm hook. And the reason they call that a wide gap, because this gap is a little wider than your traditional worm hooks, your offset worm hooks. And I like that for more of your linear or slender profile baits, like your soft stick baits, your shimmy sticks, your Texas rig worms, maybe if I'm flipping and pitching a finesse style worm, something like that, a magnum finesse style worm. And you know, I'm just rigging this just like you would anything, just like that. So I like that profile. Since this is a more linear bait, I like that because, you know, there's not as much plastic as some of your thicker body baits, and I can use these for coming through cover a little bit more, and I feel like it keeps in line with the overall profile of the soft plastic. But those are my top 3 hooks that I like to use for soft plastic baits as it pertains to the power fishing end of the spectrum. And what I mean by that again is 14, 16, 20, 25-pound test, and even your 40, 60, and 80-pound test braided lines. And I'll probably go ahead and do one for the finesse fishing side of things at another time. But that's it for now, guys. Just a quick video that talks about the 3 hooks that I like to use the most for my soft plastics. Truly, it can be kind of overwhelming when you're looking at all the different hook types to know which ones to choose. And those are the 3 that day in, day out are most high percentage hooks that I like to use, that I would trust for fishing for the biggest fish of a lifetime, or fishing in a tournament event, or just out for the afternoon. Those are the types of hooks that I like the best. So hope you like this video. Please give me a thumbs up. And until next time, thanks for watching and good fishing.